Every saga has its conclusion. Every bracket needs a champion. And tonight, we tackle the biggest question of them all.
Movies, shows, all of it. The definitive Star Wars tier list. The big debate.
Expect surprises, expect upsets, and expect at least one decision that'll make half of you furious.
I can already feel the internet's rage, and I love it.
It's time to decide the ultimate Star Wars champion once and for all.
This is the final round of tier list madness.
This is what you've been waiting on. You scoundrel.
Be ready for this speech, guys.
This is my hottest Star Wars take, okay?
This is madness.
Here we go!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Yavin Base, maybe for the last time as we wrap up March tier list madness. What a momentous occasion.
My favorite time of the year.
Your favorite time? Mine
Yes.
too. And you know, today we thought we got to end this on a banger. We got to end it on a heater. And what better way to tier list Star Wars than to just tier list Star Wars, huh?
I mean, does it get more nerdy?
Does it get more ridiculous? Will it get more heated?
I don't know.
So, you guys may know, we've actually done this list before, but that was like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
There's been more shows.
We've grown.
The show has tempered our opinions, and you guys know in typical BDTS style, we got surprises in the mug. One of those surprises will be with the shows. Star Wars has a lot of shows, and you know, with our last list, we were like law of averages. This season was great. This season sucked. Well, you know what?
We broke it all down for you.
We're going to rectify that this
Yes.
time. We have not only all the movies, we have not only all the shows, but the shows broken down by season. I know what you're thinking, Lord, that's a lot. And it is, but it's actually not as many like Troopers we covered or Droids.
It's true.
It's like 40 altogether.
You know what's always fun? More Star Wars.
More Star Wars.
More Star Wars.
More seasons.
Yes.
So just keep that in mind. Whenever we pull out Clone Wars, we're going to have a lot of Clone Wars to talk about.
Yes.
And I'm excited to see how things are going to shake out.
We should also bring this up.
You have your trusty DL44, and
I
I
do.
have the Skywalker blade.
Yes.
The one that's been with me since childhood.
Yes. So,
You better pray I don't need to use it.
I'm sure it will be used.
Ah.
Just like how this will be used today.
And we've got one veto apiece
Yes.
bringing this back, and I think, man, we're really going to need it
Yeah.
today. So, yeah, why don't you do the honors?
Oh, all right. Your favorite Star Wars movie?
The Rise of Skywalker. How is it almost all of these lists start with a sequel?
It's
of some
crazy.
kind?
It is absolutely crazy. I think this is like the definition of a mixed bag, but I think that 2 of the 3 sequels are kind of the definition of a mixed bag.
Mm-hmm.
And so, in true Seth fashion, I've got to throw it in C tier.
It's got to start in C
It
tier.
has to start in C tier.
It does have a dark wizard, Seth.
It does. It does have a dark wizard.
That's a couple.
It has several. It has several. It has a whole room full of them, really.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yes, Sith science and
So that
sorcery.
immediately...
Oh, it should. It should. No. So anyway, I like the beginning of this movie. Again, and then moments throughout it, it does make me emotional. I will admit that there's some really good scenes, but then there's also a lot of bad scenes. Somehow, Palpatine returned. I don't think that it's completely, I'm thinking, I don't think, so it's definitely not down here. It's not that offensive, but I think that it definitely is such a mixed bag that it's going to really secure itself down in D tier.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
It's also obviously a mixed bag for me.
It's your favorite, though.
I know, and
Yeah.
I've only really seen it once because I don't want to ruin those good memories.
Yes.
This was the only Star Wars movie I went and saw in theaters, and it was like, meh, really the whole time.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I remember when the Rise of Palpatine reveal happened, I was just like, huh. Like that was my reaction. I'm like, that. I feel like that was supposed to be a bigger line. You know what I mean? But then again, there are just moments in this movie that are pure fun. And like, I don't know, you kind of have to put the whole Palpatine return thing on this movie, but where do we put the whole Fortnite thing? Is that this movie's fault?
I don't think so. I think that's just a marketing
Like Palpatine returns in Fortnite and not in this movie. That's crazy. The opening crawl literally references Fortnite, and like that, I can't excuse that.
Yeah.
But I love the opening of this movie.
I do too.
I love the Han Solo scene. Gosh, that gets me.
Their little like telepath fight
on Kijimi. Yes. Fantastic.
Babu Frick.
Sorry. Yeah, my bad. Forgot about Babu Frick. But at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know. Like, I think that movies do have to be judged not only on, like, there's no such thing as objective. I don't like that when it comes to art.
Yeah.
This movie is fun in a lot of ways. It's like, it's frustrating in many ways, but it's also like, I have fun while watching it, or at least when I go back and watch clips. And
I'll admit, that's really big to me though, is if I'm having a good time. Yeah. Like sometimes Star Wars can be too serious, and that just isn't my Star Wars.
Right? I know. Oh, man, the first one's really hurting me.
Yeah.
Because I think...
Well, I mean, it could move around. It could move around. What? Do you think it needs to go...
What if we keep her floating here in C tier?
Just back there. Just back there.
There's a lot I don't like about this movie, but I can't lie, I have fun.
Yeah.
I think this is not only a mixed bag, it's missed opportunity.
Yes.
That's one of my big things with this movie.
Also, I think that this movie's gonna get better with supplemental like content.
Yes, but at the
I know
same
that's
time,
not
it's like,
fair.
Good Lord, how many shows do you need to like justify this movie?
I get you.
It's crazy.
There's some good comics that are coming out.
Right, I know.
Yeah.
There's some good comics, and one of my big things with this movie, I know it's going to sound like such a, like, out of all the things in this movie, this is what you don't like. John Williams was so underutilized.
Oh,
so underutilized.
Do you know that he supposedly recorded like 3 hours of stuff?
I know, which is crazy.
They had to change the Oscars so he could get nominated. Yeah, it's dumb.
So there's a part of me that just, it's a guilty pleasure movie. I'm not trying to get out here and tell you guys it's great. That's not it. There's a part of me that kind of has fun watching this. That just has to sit back and watch. It's like a train wreck, you know. It's fun in a lot of ways, but also it kind of hurts because, you know, some cool stuff is being ruined.
It's true.
What a way to start.
Your favorite.
Next up, we go from that to The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, what more do you say about this movie? It's awesome. I mean, I'm going to put it in S tier because we all know it goes in S tier. It's just going to be fun to see what goes around it. Will it be at the top? Will it be at the bottom?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll admit, it's not my favorite.
Yeah, it's not it used to be mine.
Yes.
It used to be my favorite for a long time. I think it is, if the word objective can even be used to describe art, I think this is one of the only movies you could say, like, objectively, maybe it's the best. I think it's the best made movie out of all of them, like from a sound design perspective, from a cinematography perspective, from an acting perspective, all of it's really good.
Yeah.
I love Yoda as this wizened Jedi master. And it's fun to think about before we really knew what that meant, you know? Like at this time, it was more like he was a kung fu master out there, you know, hiding in the woods. Yeah. That's such a fun idea to play with. Like now with the prequels, it doesn't sully that notion at all, but it's fun to think about this movie in context.
Oh yeah.
The final fight with Vader gets better for me every time I watch it. Not only do I love the choreography, I love the cinematography. My goodness. I mean, I've said it before, but that's my favorite shot in cinematic history. I would go so far as to say it's the best shot in cinematic history when their blades clash for the first time. The oranges and the blues. The Force is with you, young Skywalker, but you are not a Jedi yet. Yeah. So sauce upon sauce. And that final moment, you know, where he says, like the I am your father moment, I think it has so much spectacle. I think it almost loses the narrative intensity there. Going to learn the ways of the Force to become a Jedi like my father. And like, oh no, that's what this means. Like Vader is such a perfect antagonist in that he is the antithesis of everything Luke wants to be. And I think this what makes him a great villain. It's not just that he looks awesome. It's not just that the voice is awesome. It's not just that he's imposing and that he's evil or any of that. No, it's that he is the perfect mirror and foil to Luke Skywalker. Because in that final moment at the climax, Luke realizes it's not just that I lost this fight. It's that I'm going to lose this fight. Because that's what I'm going to become.
That's the road ahead.
And so what do? I leave this pedestal and I basically forfeit my life because it's better to do that than become another one of these. Mm-hmm. Gosh, it's powerful.
Oh yeah. I've said this before on the show, but I feel like it needs to be said. I just love the big fight feel when Luke walks into that room on Bespin, because like this has been building this whole movie, like with the cave and in fact, even really from the last movie, with Obi-Wan getting killed and Luke witnessing that, and then the trench run. It's like Vader and Luke have to clash.
Yeah.
And then when he enters that room and he walks up those stairs, it's just like, You know that? You remember when remember when Draco and Harry walk up to each other and the Neville's like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, this is it. But the other thing I love to point out is I love that a little bit of time passes between A New Hope.
Just a touch.
Just a little. Just enough for everybody to grow just slightly. Just to keep it interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that that's really important to a Star Wars movie. It's just a little bit of time passes between each
just
one.
enough to infer that, okay, some training went on, some, this stuff went on, right?
They grew.
Yeah.
Everybody grew. But yeah.
But not so much time that everybody hates each other.
Exactly. Yes. Yes, I do hate that, where it's just like, oh, no one's friends anymore. And
this movie kind of does that. I know it's only a year that passes after Last Jedi, but a lot happens. Bickering.
Yes. And a lot happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I know we're talking about Empire, but that's something that really hurts these three movies is that so little time passes between all of them.
Yep.
It's like there's no time for these characters to tackle galactic level stakes because they just found out about them like 5 minutes ago. Where this movie, like Luke knows Vader's threat. And I think that was, with A New Hope, a bold choice by Lucas to not have that face-off happen in the first movie. You see Obi-Wan fall, and then you don't get this moment at the end where Luke then picks up the sword. No, you have to wait a whole movie for it.
Yeah. And again, this movie builds to that, and I think it's a beautiful build.
Yeah.
And then with a pretty fun back and forth between Han and Leia happening along with like Luke's Jedi. It's just everybody's got an interesting story. It's really cool.
It's great.
Yes,
S tier.
It is. It is.
Didn't need to use the veto on that one.
No, I didn't. We'll see. The Phantom Menace.
Ooh.
Yes. So the first of the prequels. So it's not as much of a mess as this.
Oh man, okay.
But I would not say that
it's not S tier.
It's not S tier either. We can start in C. But but I do think it's kind of a mess, honestly. I feel like that we don't, with what George tried to do in the first movie with like you meet our main character like 20 minutes in. We meet Anakin like 40 minutes in.
Yeah. And
then it's like, wait, who's the main character now? Why is it? Yeah. It just don't do it for me. I'm sorry. I know that that's just, but it's not as bad as this.
Yeah. So
I could probably be convinced that it's at the back of B tier or it's at the top of C tier.
I've thought about this movie a lot in preparation for this list because I don't think it's a mess. I think it's inefficient. And what I mean by that is take a look at A New Hope and how efficiently that world builds while building your story.
Yes.
This movie, it's a little slow. And I'll be honest, I'm a prequel kid. I've been real hot on this movie my whole life. But I rewatched this movie this year when it got re-released in theaters. And I kind of thought it was a little boring in a theater setting, which hurts me to admit.
Well, it's probably what they felt in 1999.
Yeah. And so I think that with the benefit of hindsight, like looking at this movie, I remember all the parts I love, of course. The Duel of the Fates, the pod race, when you're introduced to Anakin, I think that's so fun. The first scene on the with the negotiations, that's a lot of fun. The ambassadors going down into Boo for the first time. I actually think Jar Jar is kind of charming. He's not in this movie as much as I thought.
Yeah.
It's really that middle act he gets annoying, but otherwise, like he's a fun character. I have a good time with him. Love Qui-Gon Jinn. I love all the new stuff introduced, but it's just not as tight as A New Hope. When A New Hope is like introducing new concepts to you a mile a minute, but it doesn't feel like that. This is the opposite. It feels like
it's a schlock.
It goes so slow and it's not introducing enough concepts to make you interested that whole time.
Yep.
So while I love things very individually in this movie a lot, I think as a movie, it's very slow. This actually hurts me a little bit to say, but I think maybe it has to say in C tier.
Okay.
At the top of C tier.
Yeah.
I love it.
I think too, what hurt is like, coming off of Yoda and Obi-Wan in Empire and Jedi, where it's like, dude, what's it going to be like to see a Jedi in their prime? And it's like, oh, they sit around and you don't have like in your head what you thought that like, oh, these are like these like kind of like, as you said, like ninja masters, basically.
I actually respect that about George, that he stays true to his vision no matter what he thinks the audience is going to think. You respect that a lot. And you do get to see how they fight in their prime, of course, at the end with the Duel of the Fates. So I think that's awesome. It's just, as a whole package, though, it does move really slow. Man, talking about all this, I think bottom of B actually is better because I do love this. When it's bad, it makes me mad. Yeah. When this is bad, it just is boring.
Makes you roll your eyes.
And it's like, well, I just want it to move on. Yeah. Like, okay, I get it. Like, in a vacuum, I love everything this movie introduces. There's nothing I don't like. It's just the delivery of information can be slow, I guess is what I'm getting at. All right, next up. Dum, 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 dum. Oh, The Book of Boba Fett.
Talk about mixed bags.
Talk about good Lord. You know what? Okay, I got to establish something here. C, definition of mid. D, this isn't very good. F tier, you ruined something I like. Yeah. Okay, that's the criteria here. Yeah. You ruined something I like, Book of Boba Fett. You go with F tier. Now, it commits two sins. It's boring. Yeah. That's one of the worst things you could do. I know I'm like splitting hairs here, but you're boring, and you also messed up my favorite thing about The Mandalorian. You brought back Mando and Grogu for not even in their own show. Yeah. It's, that bothers me so much. And then the Boba Fett story itself is like, whatever.
Pretty boring.
It's like, I kind of like this stuff with the Tuskens. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. But
what else do you got?
There's nothing, right? However, because this is such a mixed bag, this is such a weird thing, I'm going to judge this episode on its own.
Oh, the two?
The two, because there are two random episodes that are not about Boba Fett in it. There's a meme that goes around sometimes with episode 7. Boba Fett has like one shot, and they're like, oh, shoot, Boba Fett made a cameo in this episode. Yeah. In his own show.
You're not wrong. There's one of them that he has like one line.
Ponder this image for a minute. And this is a fan-made poster, but just ponder it for a minute. Luke Skywalker, the Book of Boba Fett. That shows you how weird this show is. Yeah. Like, it's not that he shows up and he helps Boba Fett, which how cool would that have been, by the way?
Legit.
Not that. Yeah. It's that he individually gets his own episode. Luke Skywalker gets it.
It feels a lot like Iron Man 2 or Avengers Age of Ultron, where they're trying to juggle a lot of stuff, like trying to do some world building along with having, it's like having your cake and eat it too. Like, sure. So like Iron Man 2, like introducing Black Widow and War Machine and trying to give them their own subplots.
I guess.
But be like, just wait, guys. It's going to get better.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's just
so we're judging this on
those two episodes.
Yes.
The Luke Skywalker episode, which happens to be awesome, by the way. It's way better than this. Yeah. And the Mandalorian episode.
Where he builds his car?
Where he builds his hot rod.
I mean, that's like the best episode.
It's great.
Yes, it's true.
It's like, what in the world happened?
Yeah, I know.
I'm very strategically, the finale is part of this because that's what really F's everything up with Mando and Grogu.
It's putting them back together.
Oh, I can't stand that.
No, I got you.
And then, you have Filoni out there doing damage control. It's like, no, they were together for 2 years. Like, that's whatever. When we're watching it, that's not what happens. There weren't even 2 years that separated the shows. Yeah. So I do think that that's an interesting problem that shows have to balance, especially Star Wars shows, is you have to take into account, and movies, by the way, take into account how long the audience has been away from the characters. Yep. You could tell me all day long that it's been 2 years, but I never got to see what it was like for them to be separated.
It's true.
They came back immediately. So you could tell me it's 10 years. You could tell me it was 3 decades. It doesn't matter to me because you immediately brought them back visually when what I'm watching, so like you could try to do the damage. It's kind of what this movie does with all these comics and stuff. It's like, this is cool. You could tell me this all day long. But when I watched this movie, this still was such a slap in the face.
I completely and utterly agree. I mean, it was so strange to fix a problem in someone else's show. And then it's like, well, wait, was it really even a problem?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Corporate meddling. Kind of like how this was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Return of the Jedi. Hey.
It's on your face. I was like, uh-oh.
I love this movie. A lot of people give this one crap because, it's a bunch of Muppets and stuff like that. But I love those Muppets. Yeah, a bunch of Muppets. But, I love these Muppets. So, and, this is like, everything builds to this.
Yeah.
Kind of like how everything builds to the fight at the end of this movie. Well, guess what? This helps build on to the end fight with this. And I love Ian McDiarmid, and I love the attack on the Death Star. Oh my gosh, all three fights all happening at once. It's the end of this, but better.
Basically.
Yes. Yeah. And so it's so like the battle's raging outside the Death Star, but what really is the battle inside the Death Star and inside Luke's heart.
Yeah.
The battle for Luke's soul. Dude, I'm here for that. Throw away the weapon. If our show's built around anything, it's around that concept.
Yeah, that
yes.
Yeah.
So your weapons, you do not need them.
Hmm.
You failed, Your Highness. I'm a Jedi, like my father before me. Yes.
Yep.
And I get it. It may not be objectively a better film, but gosh darn it, this is more Star Warsy to me. So
top of S.
To me, I think that it goes, in which it can shift around. I get it. S tier's S tier.
Yeah, S tier's S tier.
S tier's S tier. But to me, S tier. Top of S tier.
Yeah.
It doesn't get much better.
Dude, the opening of this movie is great.
Mm-hmm.
The middle of the movie, I think, is just okay, but
Yep.
I like it. The ending of this movie.
Yes.
The last act. Oh, it's so, man, I was talking about Vader being like the perfect antagonist for Luke. There's such a bold choice that I've really been thinking about lately at the end of Return of the Jedi. It's to borrow a line from So Uncivilized, a channel I talk about a lot on this show. He has a great Luke Skywalker visual essay, but he says, like in that final moment when Vader redeems himself, he's like, if Luke can become a Jedi like his father, maybe Vader can become a Jedi like his son. And that is such a powerful line.
Mm-hmm.
And it encapsulates how I feel about this movie perfectly, because what I love about what this movie does with its characterizations of Luke and Vader and the Emperor is you go from Empire, where the last moment you remember really from that movie is, oh shoot, Luke is going to become this guy. What are we going to do about that? And in the next movie, immediately you see Luke, he is acting a little bit like this guy. He's force choking Gamorrean guards. He's wearing all black. But then in an underappreciated scene, I think, Vader is acting a little bit like this guy.
Yeah.
That scene on the bridge is, I think, one of the most important scenes in the entire franchise, where he and Luke just talk.
That name no longer has any meaning for me.
And have you ever noticed Vader's demeanor in that scene? He's not this commanding presence that's like, the Force is with you, young Skywalker, but you're not a Jedi yet. He's really somber.
He's very like a disappointed dad.
In himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Really.
Yeah.
Luke decides to embrace the best parts of his dad, and his dad decides to embrace the best parts of his son.
And they're able to overcome the devil.
And together is the return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
You could say anything you want about this movie and like about how this defeats the purpose of this. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. You cannot take away the just powerful, personalized struggle of Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing can ever take that away in this movie.
And I think it's neat. I know it's kind of cheesy, but it's like an act of love.
Yes.
It's the thing that destroys the Emperor.
It's beautiful.
It is.
It's so beautiful. I think the original trilogy is such a beautiful, personal, like moral story.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you take 1 through 6 then and combine with the prequels, then it becomes this galactic like epic.
Yeah.
And that's cool. But both are awesome. And I love how both stories kind of get localized in the original trilogy.
Just gets real toned down to just family.
Like what you said. It's the battle for the galaxy, the battle for the Death Star, the battle in the Death Star, the battle for Luke's heart.
Yeah.
And it all comes down to that, really, because the fate of the galaxy is right here. And it shows that, it's cheesy, but you can make a difference with what's in here.
Yeah, it's true.
Really cool.
And all it takes is one person, and one person can make a difference.
Not going to argue with you. Top of S.
All right.
That's a little different. I would have historically said this is better. And I think really it's a better movie, but the themes in this one, in that ending.
It's insane.
Dude. Hey,
I like these guys.
The Skeleton Crew are one of our most recent entries. Man, what a great show. What sauce.
I was going to say, what a sleeper hit.
Yeah,
that,
right?
Because we didn't know what it was going to be going in. And you were pretty down on it in the very beginning.
I was.
Yeah, you were like, I don't know.
The trailers didn't do it for me at first.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't like Major Tom. Didn't like Star Wars Suburbia.
Yeah.
But man, what a just well-told story.
It's true.
Great production design.
Mm-hmm.
Bold choices. It showed that you can have Star Wars sauce without having to, bring in cameos. Don't get me wrong, cameos are fun when done well.
It's true.
But you don't need any of that. You could still capture that magic in a really cool way. And I love the meta story here about how these are kids discovering Star Wars for the first time. That's really fun. Man, this is A tier. This is a great show.
I was going to say, I think it's at the bottom of A tier.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. And I love, too, I can't wait for Jod Nanawood to return because I think that he's... Great character. I think he's one of the most interesting characters in a long time in Star Wars.
Yeah. Great cast.
Yes.
I really can't say enough good things about this show. Well, like you said, sleeper hit.
Yep.
Sleeper hit.
Rogue One.
Rouge One.
Rouge. Baton Rouge. Anyway. All right. So we start in C. And now I've got some stuff that I can kind of play off of.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's better than that. And I think it's better than that. So it's going to move up here. But I don't think it's better than that. So I think it's stuck here for now.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes. Not my favorite Star Wars. I like, I guess I'm just going to continue with like averages and stuff like that. I like a third of this movie. Which third do you think I like?
Oh, yeah. I imagine it's when they're hanging out on Jeddah.
Yeah, I love Jeddah City. I love those ships that are lifting the Kyber off the planet.
What a cool visual, man.
Yes, it is cool. I will admit that. But nah, dude, the third act is insane in this movie.
It's great.
Oh my gosh, when all the X-Wings show up and then they're able to get inside the barrier. Good stuff. Just good stuff. The only problem is I care about the mission. I just don't care about everybody trying to perform the mission. And I think maybe with one less cast member, it would have helped. It's just so much stuff to juggle and so many characters to juggle where I just don't really care.
Gotcha.
And they're even trying to flesh them out in TV. I don't know if I care about that either.
Wow. Ooh, hot take.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe my hottest take. Maybe. But yeah. I think it's better than Phantom Menace, but I don't think it's better than Skeleton Crew. That's where we're kind of at.
So I was with you back in our original list when I was but a lad.
Yeah.
Yet to experience the world.
You've grown.
Well, then we covered this on the show.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And I like, first of all, the guy who came up with the concept of this movie, was one of the editors at Lucasfilm. He's the guy who invented Photoshop, by the way. So the guy who invented Photoshop invented this movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a fun little fact to throw around, right?
Yes.
I have really come around on this movie.
Okay.
That third act is amazing. I think the production is great on this movie.
It is. I really like good. All the new troopers and stuff like that. I think that they make sense.
Do you like the new troopers?
I do.
Yeah.
You should go check out that episode.
Shameless plug, like what, number 3 at this point? The new iconography is great. I think it captures the original trilogy vibe maybe the best.
Yeah.
And you know what? I actually do kind of like these characters. I like Chirrut and Baze.
I like them. Jyn. I said I like some of them. I don't like all of them, though.
I do kind of like Cassian. I like how he's getting fleshed out.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how they're going to full circle his character arc.
Yes. I think Andor season 2 is going to help a lot. But yeah.
You know what, though? It's really, you said you only like a third of this movie. I really like 2/3 of this movie.
Okay.
I do like the stuff on Jeddah. I like all that stuff past that. I like when we get to Yavin Base.
Yeah.
I like all that.
I really just don't like the whole scene with her dad dying. And all that.
Really?
Yeah, where I'm just like...
Dude, that mission, the way that looks is amazing. I forget what planet that is. Yes.
It's cool. It is cool.
Yeah. I would go here. I'll be honest. I've come up on this movie. I think it's a lot of fun to watch. And you know what? I love director Krennic. Great villain. Can't wait to see him in Andor season 2.
He is cool. One of the best parts of this.
So I would go low A tier. So we're at an impasse. Our first real impasse. What do we do?
What do you mean?
What do we do, Seth?
You want to fight for Rogue One?
Are you going to fight?
You want to fight for Rogue One?
Are you going to fight?
No, because if you really think about it, I had it here, which it's like, okay, I guess it's still
top of B is what you're saying?
It's fine. Yeah.
Fine.
It's fine.
Top of B.
You can put it in A.
No, you said top of B.
No, I said I had it here. So the space, that's what I'm getting at. Is that okay? So you just slid the space. Right now, it's still how it was. Skeleton Crew is still better than
it. Fine. Bottom of A then. Seth's not going to go to war on this.
No.
One. Look at us. Look at us.
And we've grown because I think that we rated it higher this time.
It was a C tier.
It was. Yeah, exactly. So there we go. But we've grown.
Ooh, brother, look at this. We have Genndy Tartakovsky's Clone Wars.
May I do the pleasure?
Yeah, go ahead.
May I?
Yeah, where you got it? However, Seth, that's season 1.
Yeah.
We do have season 1 and season 2.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Technically, this is volumes 1 and 2 of the volume 3. Yeah.
Yeah, is that technically how it
these
shakes?
are technically seasons 1 and 2, and then that's season 3.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
A series that was developed to sell toys.
Yes.
That's all it was. 3 minutes for the first season. And wow, does he cook. My goodness, one of the coolest Star Wars things out there. You really you opened my eyes to this one in our coverage, because goodness, it's awesome.
Yes.
Season 2, where do you got season 2?
I'll do that. Yeah, I think that's being fair. This is incredible.
Yes.
Especially with its limitations.
Yes.
Yes.
It's very good.
These are a little longer. It's still good. It's really, really good. But I think I like this better.
Yep, I would agree. I think that season 2, while awesome.
Yeah, season 3.
Sorry.
It's okay. Volume 2.
Volume 2
yeah.
is still really awesome. I agree with you. There's great moments. I do think there are points where it drags a little, like the Battle of Coruscant. I think goes on a little too long. And I wish that it would have stayed 3 minutes, because I say it all the time, limitation breeds creativity.
It's true.
This was, okay, this did well, give them a little more rope.
Yep.
And sometimes that can kind of derail the creative process, because how I imagine it worked behind the scenes, being involved in production in our own way, obviously nothing like this.
Yeah.
But okay, we got 3 minutes, and that team really had to go forge through fire. Tartakovsky's crew had to really figure out, how are we going to do this in 3 minutes at a time?
Yeah.
And you get to the end of that, you find a rhythm, and something that kind of works, and they really cooked with it. And then now, see, volume 2, here you got more time. And while that's cool, and that does produce some nice narrative moments, like with Anakin in the cave and all that stuff.
Oh, good stuff. Especially like hearkening back to this and hearkening to that. And oh my gosh, good stuff. Yeah.
But then there are times where it drags a little bit. So I would agree. Top of A, it's fantastic. But
if you guys haven't ever watched this, do yourselves a favor. It's on YouTube. So
yes, it's on Disney Plus. You have to kind of look for it.
That is true. It is also on Disney Plus. It's hidden. It's like at the very, very bottom. But like the stuff they do with sound effects and music and oh my gosh, just good
really
stuff.
Cool. Really, really cool. And I'll be honest, I think this is all you need. I love all the supplemental material we've gotten since the prequels. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But there is a world out there where I really love if this is it.
Yeah.
And that's the bridge you get from Attack of the Clones to Revenge of the Sith. The way that it tells Anakin's story and his fall with one very poignant scene with him and Asajj Ventress.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Well, again, with this though too, with his fall.
Yeah, with the cave moment.
Oh, yes.
It's really creative.
Yes.
It's really cool. What do we got next? What is it? What do we got?
A show I've never seen. So F tier is reserved also for things that we don't know a whole lot about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of like the animation style.
Yeah. And I have seen the parts like that intertwine with like Force Awakens and Last Jedi and stuff, but
go ahead.
Yeah. You want me to do again?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
That one didn't count.
Okay. Here's where we separate the men from the boys.
Go ahead. I'm pulling this out of the box in the sand.
Oh, I gotcha.
Starts in C tier, huh?
Doesn't everything start in C tier?
Just asking if it starts there. I'm just curious to see where it ends. That's all.
Well, we did review this.
We did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think that we can, I can say that we've grown a little bit as people.
Okay.
But just a little bit. Got you. Because on the last one, I'll admit, I threw it in D tier. Might be a little bit harsh. But in that review, you were like, man, I thought you'd at least put it in D tier or in B tier. So I think I could probably do that for you. This will be my one I can give to you.
What that it could go B tier?
It could go in B tier. Because let's really ask ourselves, with the law of like, there's like 3 good episodes of this show out of the 6. If that, this is kind of like, this reminds me a lot of this, where there's like a lot of good concepts in this show. Really, it reminds me kind of this, where there's a lot of good concepts here, but just it's the execution.
Okay.
So I think we can
You're just gonna put it there, huh?
We could stick it above.
No. Don't throw me a bone. Where do you go? No.
That's where I'm at.
No, you throw it where you want it.
No, that's where I'm at.
You think it's better than Phantom Menace? No, you be honest with yourself. Don't give me the credit.
It is better than Phantom Menace.
Yeah, really?
Yep. But it ain't better than Rogue One. It's not better than Skeleton Crew, that's for sure.
Listen here.
Yeah,
guys,
sure.
folks at home.
Sure.
I am well aware.
Be ready for this speech, guys.
This is my hottest Star Wars take, okay? I love this show. I'm not, you know what? I'm not afraid to say it. This show's awesome. He thinks like a third of it's great. Nah. Most of it is great. I think the biggest thing that hurts this show, I have come around to the criticism about the volume. It does feel at times like it's filmed in a box. But then, you know what? I keep hearing this. I'll hear Seth talk about this show. I'll hear other people. I'm like, maybe this show does suck. And I'll watch it again. I'm like, you know what? No, by golly, this show doesn't suck. I think it's great.
He just likes it.
The journey of Obi-Wan Kenobi coming out of this depression of what happened to him in Revenge of the Sith. I really think that it's inspiring. And I think that the show opens really strong with those first 2 episodes and getting to know like, okay, here's where he's at. Here's what he's been doing for the last 10 years. He's a shell of his former self. But unlike another thing we're going to talk about, when someone asks for help, yeah, he's a little reserved at first, but he does help. I get it. The chase in the first episode sucks. I'm not going to tell anybody it doesn't. It's bad. It's not executed well. But I actually kind of like the Inquisitors hunting him down a little bit. I think Reva starts okay. She is the worst part about this show. I can't deny it. I think that she kind of overstays her welcome because once Vader's introduced. That whole
Inquisitor subplot is a lot where it's like, I think this show would have been great if it was just 3 episodes.
If it was a movie, it would have been awesome.
Oh, yeah.
100%. I mean, it was definitely written as a movie.
That's the whole thing. It's been stretched out almost to points where it is like ready to snap the rubber band, if you will.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I do think the characterization of our titular characters here, Obi-Wan and Vader, is great. I think it's really well done. It feels like a great succession to Revenge of the Sith. I get it doesn't have the spectacle of Revenge of the Sith. Okay, I fully understand that, and I'm not gonna put it up in S tier or anything. But I do think from a narrative and character level, yeah, like you're dealing with both of these characters are dealing with that trauma. And I said it during our review. I'll say it here. Character flaws are not writing flaws, and you see both of these characters have deep flaws. Vader with his ego letting Obi-Wan go in the 3rd episode because he's like, nah, you're not the man I wanted to fight. I know I'm better than you when you were at your peak on Mustafar, and I'm going to prove that to you. Come back to me when you're ready. And that ends up biting him in the butt. And that's interesting. Obi-Wan not being able to kill Vader in the 6th episode. It's a flaw of his character. He's too good of heart. He can't do it. He can't kill the good man that was Anakin Skywalker. And I think that what's great about that is he starts out, I will do what I must. And he's ready. But as soon as he sees his face, he breaks. Because that's who Obi-Wan is. And like, what does he have to do? He has to manipulate his son to go do it. And that's a character flaw of Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's what makes him really interesting and really compelling. I mean, that whole final episode, saying goodbye to Leia, that gets me here. Mm-hmm. Like with the John Williams coming up and, him talking about like, you are just like your mom and dad. Yeah. Like your mom and your dad, even though I just had this big thing here. I will say, I think the Reva stuff brings us down a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm fine with her character being there. It's just she's in it a little too much. She's not in it, I think, as much as people think she's in it.
No, but like, again, the whole subplot with like the Inquisitors and the Grand Inquisitor and all that, where it's like, why is this here? This is supposed to be an intimate story about Obi-Wan and Vader.
I like that the Inquisitors are the vehicle of information for Obi-Wan to know that Vader is still alive.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's where I think they overstay. I think that she's there a little too much in the story.
Him sneaking into the Inquisitorius is ridiculous as well, because it's the same way Cal Kestis did it.
I think it's okay.
And then shattering the glass the same way you do in that video game.
Yeah. And before anybody comes at me in the comments, be like, what about the whole Scooby-Doo thing at the end of that episode where he takes the coat? It's goofy, but guys,
Star Wars is goofy.
It didn't work.
I won't even if you got to try something.
Yeah, and it didn't work. Like that's the big thing. Is like I can't believe that.
I think the more egregious thing is the snow speeders flying in. Like that's just ugly. Like they should have hit the walls.
The VFX doesn't look great. Yeah.
Oh my god. Hey, dude, Pixel Joker. I'm excited.
Oh yeah, he's got his cut coming out.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. That's all I'm saying.
So all that said, I love the characterizations of these characters in this. I will always probably love this show. It's going to be my own thing. I get it. At the end of the day, this list is about opinions, right? I know there's a ton of people out there that were like hammering on their keyboards as they speak. But for those doubters, here's what I recommend. Watch this in one go. I know it's a little bit of a time commitment, but I think that you'll appreciate it a little bit more. And look at it as not this bombastic epic that Revenge of the Sith was, but as an intimate story between these two characters. And I think it hits.
Need to be more intimate.
I think it hits. I think it does.
Now I'm curious where you think it should go. Because there's a lot of heavy hitters in A tier.
My heart wants to say A tier, but fine. I'll put it in top of B. I think it's really good. I really like a lot about this show.
Okay.
And this show holds a special place right here. We'll see as we get on.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I think that there's stuff that is...
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I do love this show. And I will always fight for this show because I think it's great. And I would love a season 2, by golly. Or a sequel with a movie. I don't care.
Yeah.
Next up. Hey.
Oh my gosh.
Cassian Andor.
Cassian Andor.
Season 1 of Andor. Look, this show, I'm going to start it off with the quote you've heard a million times. This is a great show. I've always thought it's not the best Star Wars show just because, it's kind of like a sci-fi show cosplaying as Star Wars.
Yeah. And
I think that's for two reasons. One, that's because of the iconography in this show is not very Star Warsy, and that's fine. I think Star Wars DNA is a very elusive thing. It's stuff we always try to get down to at the end.
What makes something Star Wars?
And I think that has to do with the dialogue being this kind of Shakespearean-esque, like kind of timeless sort of epic style, right? It's got that, I hate sand. Everybody likes to pick on that line, but I think that's what George is trying to invoke with the narrative. It's the music. The music has a certain feel. It's how the characters look and the narrative, fantasy. Star Wars at the end of the day is fantasy. It's not sci-fi. And this show, wow, awesome. I'm not taking away from the writing. Really, it's one of the best written Star Wars things we've ever gotten.
Yeah.
It doesn't really have the Star Wars iconography. On occasion, you see a stormtrooper. On occasion, you see a TIE fighter. It doesn't have the music. The music, while very good, not very Star Warsy. And again, that's okay. Like look at The Mandalorian, for example.
Yeah.
Very unique music.
It was something completely different.
But it had a lot of those other things, right? To help kind of create that Star Wars DNA. But that used to be where I would kind of land. And I think I would put this a lot lower. But I've really tried to hone in on Star Wars can be both.
I think I just get frustrated when everyone just says, because I like this, I can't like anything else.
Yes, that does get frustrating.
That drives me nuts.
I'm 100% with you. Where they use this as like a club to beat the other stuff with.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to compare the writing of these two shows, right? But I would hear all the time, like, why couldn't Kenobi be like Andor? And it's like, well, these are two different beasts entirely. You can have your critiques of this, you can have your critiques of this, but to say this is awesome, therefore this sucks, I don't think that's right.
I think it's because we know so little about Cassian from this. It gives you the ability to tell the story that you want to tell through it. You can't tell that type of story with Kenobi because we know too much about him.
I just mean you can't tell a sci-fi story with like Better Call Saul dialogue with Obi-Wan Kenobi. That doesn't you could do it with someone like Cassian, sure. Yeah.
That's kind of what I was getting at. You can kind of put him in that story.
Gotcha.
You can't put Obi-Wan into that story because we have so much with him.
Yeah, he has a repertoire or a rapport that we know really well, right? Mm-hmm. But I do think Star Wars can be both, and it's fun that we get to have both. Mm-hmm. It's fun that we get an Andor and we get a Kenobi.
Yeah.
Okay. I really like that, and so I've come around a lot on this show. It's some of the most fun I had week to week watching it. I would probably put it right here. And here's really the big reason is because, let me compare these two for a moment. I think this has both sides of that coin. Really, I think this is written better, but this is still really well written, and it's got the Star Wars sauce. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is really well written, but I think lacks a little bit of the Star Wars sauce. However, I really commend Tony for his vision and committing to that vision. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a really good show, but my Star Wars heart likes this more.
Yeah.
And this more.
Yeah, I was going to say, I like both of these more than I like that. I mean, I hate how intense this gets. I can't, and that's why I don't know if I'm comfortable with having it in A
Where you
tier.
got it?
I mean, I would put it somewhere in the B tier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Move it.
In fact, I'd rather watch that over that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's just me though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you have that one because I mean that's okay. I think that's going to make a lot of people mad. But
then put them at equal with each other.
No.
That's what we got to do.
Let it be mad. Hit me with those comments. Let's go.
That's fine. That's fine.
While I agree with a lot of those critiques about it not being the most Star Warsy show out there,
yeah,
I've really tried to be like, yeah, we can have all these things. Like we don't need to choose a lane.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what's cool. Like we still have this stuff. I mean, I don't want to venture too far. Like I don't want something that's like, I don't know, like Sex of the City.
Yeah.
But Star Wars.
But I mean, I was going to say, this does venture pretty far out. Like I think there's something to the fact that the camera cuts away when the interrogation droid is going towards Leia.
Yeah, sure.
And then we're seeing Cassian's girl get, like sonic tortured with her.
It's intense.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's like, no thanks.
But you don't think we can have both is what you're like when it comes to that specifically, you don't think there's room in Star Wars for that. You think
it's getting close.
Okay.
That's just me. But
like we don't,
okay. I mean, they filmed it with them saying the F word.
I was just about to say, like, vulgarity is something
that drives me nuts.
We don't need that. Yeah,
I don't like that they have. Yes, and I don't like the even the fact they use the S word.
Yeah,
yeah. Star Wars has its own cussing.
Yeah,
like why are you doing that? Again, why are you like poisoning it with our world?
Yeah,
I'm
not saying we can't have rated R Star Wars, but rated R in the sense of like, I think it can get violent. Yeah, but I don't want things like vulgarity.
Yeah,
I don't want things. I don't want things. Yeah, lewd. I don't want.
I think Leia in Return of the Jedi is like, that is as close. I don't need any more than that, if that makes sense.
No,
so
I agree. It's like Star Wars you get to a point where you're not Star Wars anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah, like that's kind of the fun debate.
What are you trying to prove with this? Or what kind of lesson are you trying to teach me with this? That's the other thing that I start thinking about.
Okay. But I will say I'm hyped for Andor season 2.
Yeah. And I'm hoping, looking at the trailers, maybe I just needed a little bit more of that Star Wars seasoning.
Yeah, right.
Maybe that's all I needed. Maybe that can help me get past it.
Sure.
But I don't know.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Hey.
Attack of the Clones.
Hey, what do you know?
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. So anyway, okay, so we started to see. So we started to see like all things. But here's the thing though. I like that more than that.
I do too.
Yeah. And I'm even creeping a little bit more like we're up in here. We're up in here. In fact, if I'm being honest, I would rather watch this more than that.
Than Kenobi?
Yeah, I would. And how are you feeling about that?
This is crazy. I know I was going to put this at A tier. I would watch Attack of the Clones over Andor just because when I think, again, this is not a unbranded movies and shows list because then our criteria would be totally different. I'm talking Star Wars.
Yeah.
What's got the sauce?
Yeah.
And I know I just gushed about how this show is great, but it doesn't have that sauce. This does.
It does.
This is dripping in Star Wars sauce. I mean, how couldn't it? It's one of George's original ones.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I know this doesn't make any sense because I was going to put this in A tier.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. I like it more than Obi-Wan. I'm just saying.
This has more spectacle, but I don't think it ever gets as deep here. That's all.
Okay.
Here, how about like put it half? It's like half is.
Why don't you just line them up together?
Nah, because it's not.
Do it.
Nah, it's not that much. It's half.
It's half.
It's like half
and
is
then
cool.
Poor Cassia just out here floating in B.
Well, this will be fun once we get the full picture. Maybe it'll be. Maybe that'll go
Make
up
more
in S
sense.
tier.
You never know.
All right, next up. Ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-bum.
Ooh, the show that brought Star Wars back, really.
Yes.
Yes, because, I mean, we were so scorned at that point.
I know, right?
Yes.
Same time.
Yeah.
We got Force healing in this, and then the next week we got Force healing in that.
Wild.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
This is fun because we're judging this on these seasons.
Breaking this up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is really exciting. You know what? I'm going to start with Mando season 3.
You can be bold.
Frustrating.
Yeah.
Frustrating season of television. And really it's a lot of it is this show's fault.
Yeah.
I don't like the stuff with the Darksaber at all.
Yeah.
I like Bo-Katan's character arc. That's probably the best part about the season. I think Din has basically got nothing to do this whole time. The tease of the Mythosaur was really cool. And then, we're not coming back to that.
Yep.
They did I thought at first when I was watching the show, when it's coming out every week, like, oh, okay, the Mines of Mandalore, that's done. Now we can go anywhere. No, we don't go anywhere.
No, we don't really do anything.
We don't do anything. The stuff with Paz Vizsla, interesting. But I really, really can't stand that Mando and Grogu, status quo, back to the old.
Gotta have them together.
Nothing mattered.
Nope.
Nothing.
I'm gonna help you out.
Wow.
What?
Oh, okay.
What, you think that... Well, I'd rather watch this any day of the week.
Put it there.
Yeah, that's me.
You know what, though? This is a great poster.
It is.
I do love that poster.
It's a good poster. Yeah.
All right, now what really matters, right?
Can I do one then?
Go ahead.
What do you want me to do?
Go ahead. Which one you want?
Okay. I'll do
Season 1?
season 1.
That's not hard.
Yeah.
Those are great episodes.
This is essentially this. So I'm going to
2 episodes of it, though.
So I think that's like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you like the 2 Mando episodes of Book of Boba Fett just a little bit more.
Yep. That's season 1.
I love this first season of The Mandalorian. I think it's really cool how like the serialized nature of it, the big reveal of Baby Yoda. That was so cool. Grogu.
Yeah. Use his Christian name, please.
Yeah, excuse me.
Yeah.
Their episodes I think are just okay. Their episodes I think are really fantastic in this. I love the new characters introduced. I think they really hit this out of the park. Maybe this is crazy. I want to go S tier with Mando season 2.
You're correct.
Okay, good.
You are correct.
I think Mando season 2 is fantastic.
Yeah.
It took everything from this and was like, let's run it back.
Yeah.
Let's do it better.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's not just because we get cameos. I hate that word. Let me just address this. These aren't cameos in this show. They're characters. This always drives me nuts. Like when they're like, oh, you know, here we go. We have Glup coming in here. No, that's not the case with this. You get characters like that show up in a thematic and meaningful way to the story.
Yeah.
He's a Mandalorian, a part of the Children of the Watch. It makes perfect sense that Bo-Katan's going to show up.
It's true.
He's got this Force-sensitive child. It makes perfect sense that he's going to run to the only 2 Jedi that we know exist in the galaxy.
It's true. He's running around. This was the only Mandalorian we knew for a long time, Boba Fett. So it makes sense that Boba Fett would show up. He's also a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like the way that each of these characters are introduced. It's not just, Boba Fett doesn't walk around a corner in one episode and be like, you need a hand, and then that's the episode. No, they start out with Cobb Vanth.
Yeah.
And like somebody with his armor and Boba Fett and Mando, being so zealous with the Mandalorians is like, hey, you can't have this armor. I need to take this. And of course, Boba Fett now sees this. And that's how he gets involved. Every character makes perfect sense. And of course, the big reveal, guys, at the end with Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Is incredible the build up to. I remember the entire season being like, okay, we're going to go to Ahsoka. That's how we're going to address Grogu's Force sensitivity. Makes sense. Then at the end of that episode, she's like, no, go find someone else. And I'm like, there's only one other guy.
There's no one else.
It's like,
yeah.
And so I remember the theories at the time. Gosh, what a great time to be a fan. Because you're like,
who could this be?
Maybe it's Mace Windu. Maybe he's going to come back. Yeah. Maybe it's Cal Kestis. It's not going to be Luke. They're not doing that. It's just, there's no way, right? There's no way they're doing Luke. And I remember before the final episode aired, my little theory was going to be maybe at the very end of this episode, you just see a black robed figure just stay. You don't even see his face. You just see the lightsaber hanging from his hilt. And that's going to be season 3.
You got that shot.
But they went
a
all
lot
in.
more. Yes.
Dude.
Yeah.
It is one of my fondest Star Wars memories. And the thing that amazes me the most about that is that you had an episode where prime Luke Skywalker comes back and saves the day. And that's not even the most emotional part about the episode.
It's true.
It's Grogu and Mando saying goodbye.
Yeah.
What a testament to the writing. What a testament to how much they made you care about these characters. The fact that you could have Luke friggin' Skywalker show up and still the thing that is the emotional core of this show has nothing to do with him.
Yeah. It's cool.
It's really cool. And then this show happens.
Yeah. Corporate.
Great. S tier.
Star Wars. The Clone Wars.
Sit back, relax. We got a lot to talk about here, folks.
This is going to be a long one.
Because last time we've gotten a lot of heat because we put Clone Wars, I think, where did we put Clone Wars?
Check the stats.
We put Clone Wars at the top of B. Because we had to average everything out.
Yep.
Well, you know what? Let's break things down even further.
Okay.
Season 1.
Okay.
What do we have in season 1? We've got introduction of Domino Squad. We get a lot of the characters introduced, but it's really the most anthology-like of all of them.
Yeah.
There's cool. The animation's not great.
Yeah.
They were really finding their footing here. It's fine. It's fine. Right?
Yep. There we go.
Nothing wrong with it. It's just, it's fine.
Yep. Season 2, Holocron Heist, Lightsaber Lost.
That's a fun with the Master Sanube.
Yes,
Great
gotcha. Mandalore arc with Death Watch. That's when you first get to meet Bo-Katan.
No.
Oh.
She comes in season 4.
I apologize.
You
I'm
get
sorry.
to meet Pre Vizsla, though.
I'm sorry. Again,
Fake fan.
these things are all mixed up.
Fake fan.
Drives me nuts. I am a fake fan. Zillo Beast, Lair of Grievous, Boba Fett and Mace Windu. That's fun.
That's kind of
a little better.
Yeah, I'd say you're still going seats here?
I don't know. Where are you going to put it? You going to say it's better than that?
No. Okay.
Exactly. That's the whole thing is this is bumping.
I do really like a lot in season 2. I can't. I got to go here.
All right.
I like Phantom Menace a little better, but the Boba Fett and the Boba Fett and Mace Windu stuff is really cool.
Yeah.
And I only wrote down the stuff that I liked. There's a lot of stuff in here that's like not super great.
Yeah.
So season 3, this is where we really start to cook with this show.
Yeah.
This is where you get Padme goes to Mandalore with the introduction of like Corky Kryze, where you get that stuff where it's the trying to work with the Confederacy of Independent Systems. Of course, the Mortis arc is in this show or in this season. Lots of one-off episodes with Domino Squad. You get ARC Troopers, I think, is season 3. Savage Opress, that's where we get to tease Maul and he's like trying to assassinate Dooku. You get the Citadel arc where Echo dies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is solid. But I know what's going to come later. So
yeah, I think that's fine. That's tucked there.
Then you got season 4.
Yeah.
Umbara arc, the introduction of Bo-Katan, introduction of Maul with the finale. You get that great stuff with the Zygerians and Anakin's a slave and like the thematic, importance of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then undercover Obi-Wan. Nah, no way. You got it in B still?
What you think? Where's it? Okay, sure. What are you going to do?
Bottom of A for that.
Okay.
The Obi-Wan undercover stuff is
sick.
It's awesome.
It's really good.
It's so cool.
Yeah. That's messing with your boy.
I know, but I would have put
Crazy.
that. This in my ideal world would have been after that, but that's okay.
Oh.
That's okay.
Oh.
Season 5, again, we're really cooking.
Yeah.
This is that great stuff with Ahsoka, Jedi Lost, where she's gone. She leaves the Order. This is where you get all that stuff with Maul and Kenobi, Sidious, their fight, all of that stuff where he kills Satine. You think right there, I'm not done though. You get Ahsoka and the younglings on Ilum.
Mm-hmm.
But you also get the stuff with Gascon and the droid arc.
Yeah.
But it's still great. I gotta go here.
I think that's fair.
It only brings it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Season 6, The Lost Missions. Here's what you got. Yoda's Force Mission.
Yeah.
This has the death of Fives, the whole clone conspiracy
That is really
arc.
good. That's like the good part.
You have Anakin beats up Clovis.
I don't care about that.
I love that scene, man.
Okay.
That's great.
Yeah.
But then unfortunately, you get the 2 episodes where Jar Jar teams up with Mace Windu on that one planet.
Yeah.
Which are really boring.
Averages.
Yeah, but the clone conspiracy arc, man.
Is really good. Yeah, that's why it's awesome.
I guess got to go here.
Okay.
Man, and even then, I'm like, oh, this is tough. I want to put a lot of that higher.
What do you mean? Like, where do you want them to go? You think they're all S?
Dude, the clone conspiracy, that stuff with Yoda going to the Wills.
Yeah.
Is so good.
It's so trippy. That's the whole thing is like, I wish that we would have got more of that to understand what was going on exactly. A's A, Connor. I can't believe you.
I think at least, and I kind of want to put Skeleton Crew below it. That's some good Star Wars.
It is. And the maker made it.
I can't. I'm sorry. I have to. I'm really thinking about like the stuff with Maul and Kenobi and when he fights Sidious.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's fine. It's fine because what's cool is this is connected to everything.
Yeah.
This is so away from everything.
And it's really a testament to it that it really gets to be up there,
it
right?
still is okay. Yeah.
The final season.
Yeah.
Look, I know it's the final season. And technically you get the Martinez sisters, but I don't care. It's got Siege of Mandalore. Siege of Mandalore is my...
You think it's better than
I'm sorry. Siege of Mandalore is the best Star Wars thing that has released since Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
That arc is incredible.
Okay.
Where are you at with that? Well, find me. Let's go.
I was going to say, I just think that season 2 of Mandalorian's better.
Yeah, but you hate the Martinez sisters.
And then also the Bad Batch are just okay.
I actually really like that arc. I don't think it's S tier, but I really like that arc.
So it's crazy.
Siege of Mandalore is so S tier though. It
outweighs it. It doesn't even matter what else happens in the season.
Nope,
it's just that much better.
It carries.
It carries. What about this?
You know what? In the Martinez sisters, as much as I don't like that arc, you get that awesome moment where Ahsoka flies past Anakin on the Venator, and you get that shot-for-shot recreation of Darth Vader walking away.
Yeah.
But it's Anakin.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. But you know what else happens in the third one? They start out in jail, and then they all get out, and then they're back in the same cell. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Great storytelling.
It's awesome.
Yeah, Darth Maul is able to sense through the hologram that he could see. Yeah, bull. Oh, this is the one, huh? So that's it. Okay.
Dude, that Siege of Mandalore, it really is my favorite thing that's happened since Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
It's so...
It is good.
It's great.
It's real good.
Yeah.
It's just that, like, it's the whole season. It's not just that arc.
I know, but I think it carries it that much.
Okay.
I love that so much.
Wild.
Yep.
Okay.
There we go. Veto used.
All right.
I have to, like Luke Skywalker, toss it over my shoulder.
It's done. It's done. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Hey, are you proud of me for putting it below Gendy's Volume 1?
Yeah, because you searched your heart and you said it yourself that, like, really in another world, all we need is these two things.
Yeah, and I really stand by that.
I guess in true Clone Wars fashion, we just might as well keep it going. It's the Bad Batch, baby.
It's the Bad Batch.
The Bad Batch.
There was this trap remix I used to really like. It was like, what squad are we carrying in? The Bad Batch. What squad do we carry in? It's so silly.
Oh, gosh.
Which one do you want? Season 1. Start with Season 1.
Season 1? I think oh, man, Season 1 is good. See, this is getting crazy.
I know.
This is getting real crazy.
It's like, what do you do?
I know. Because, like, I think Season 1's good. I think, so if we start here, okay, it's better than that. It's better than that. It's better than that. It's better than that.
It's got that amazing first episode that's like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah. I was going to say.
It's really cool.
And then I like the ending of it, too. With their home getting blown up and that duel with Hunter and Crosshair, where it's just like, oh, who's going to shoot? Who's going to shoot? And then they get attacked by the droids. Mm-hmm. It's good stuff. I think it's here.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I think it's here.
Gosh, I love the Bad Batch.
I do too. I mean, gosh, our show, that's one of I feel like that's a tentpole of our show.
Bad Batch Season 2.
Oh, it just gets better, boys.
I like individual episodes of Season 2 more than individual episodes here, but I think overall it was a weaker season. In my opinion, animation's fantastic. I love the characterization of all the characters. Mm-hmm. But my heart's telling me this.
Okay. Interesting.
Like I said, that Crosshair and Cody episode, so good. The Mayday episode, so good. But there's a lot of it's not filler. It's just their.
What about Tech sacrificing himself?
Oh, dang it. I forgot. See, that's what I'm saying. Is they put it together.
Exactly. Plan 99.
Okay. Fine.
Plan 99.
I do think overall, though, this is a stronger season. Like overall, as a full season.
Gotcha.
What do you think? Season 3 now.
I know.
We in agreement here?
Are we talking about, I was going to say, talking about this, we're talking about kicking up the animation a notch.
It's so good.
It is.
It's so good.
It is. And I think that it really, I love that it kind of mirrors the OT.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just 3 seasons. I like that it does have a happy ending.
I know, right?
Yeah. And I like too that it's probably, she's going off to go help the rebellion. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we know that she's helping the rebellion, but like that it's probably the Battle of Yavin, more than likely.
I know where I put it. Where would you put it?
I think it's better than these two. I kind of want to tug it here.
Personally, where I've got it, and you can argue with me, I think it's here. I would even put it right here.
Okay.
I think this is one of the best stories they've told. Mm-hmm. Just this very deep character studies of each of these characters, the redemption of Crosshair. I think it does, it plateaus a little bit at the end. And I think that that's tough for this. Like we were building up to the stuff with Project Necromancer. It kind of didn't go anywhere, but every character had such a satisfying conclusion.
Yeah.
That, man, it was really satisfying. I mean, they stuck the landing, and a lot of ways. Like I said, the necromancer stuff brings it down for me a little bit.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'd be tempted to go S, to be honest with you.
It's weird too that it's like, you got the Zillow Beast, but it doesn't really amount to anything. Yeah. It's like, well, why did you show that? Them capturing it. And it's like, okay, they're gene splicing and like, yeah.
There were some dead ends.
Yes.
What do you think? Is stay there or is it got to move? You like it better than Skeleton Crew?
No, I do. No, I do like it better than the Skeleton Crew.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm happy with that.
What's next? Oh.
Uh-oh.
The Last Jedi.
Uh-oh.
Boy, talk about a tough one to rank.
I know.
You know what is crazy? I've softened on this movie over the years.
Yeah.
Time has healed all wounds.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because I'm remembering the things I like. Because I'll be honest, love the stuff with Rey and Kylo.
It's a pretty movie.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
It has one of my top 5 favorite scenes in all of Star Wars in it. Mm-hmm. Yoda and Luke.
Yeah. The third act's really good.
I actually really like the stuff with Luke in general.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the stuff that I don't like has kind of fizzled out of my brain, so I'm not remembering it as deeply as I used to.
Well, I mean, dude, Finn gets belittled.
Finn is completely wasted.
Poe, I feel like, is pretty wasted as well. Yes, he at least learns a lesson, but
I also hate that this movie starts directly after the last movie. And
time needs to pass a little bit, guys.
Like this whole thing about running out of gas is like, cool, I guess.
Feels like an episode of Star Trek.
Holdo's really frustrating. By the way, I saw this thing the other day. It said, how cool would it have been if Holdo was actually Winter from the Thrawn books?
That'd be kind
of interesting. Because of her relationship with Leia.
Yeah.
It would have really fit, I think.
That would have.
Holdo's frustrating as a character. Mm-hmm. Rose is frustrating. I've actually grown to really like the throne room fight. I know there's a million breakdowns out there and how the choreography doesn't make sense, but I think that a scene in a movie and like visual media in general, first and foremost needs to make you feel something.
Yeah.
It needs to be paced well. Like that's before anything.
Mm-hmm.
Ideally, your choreography and everything is great too. We'll talk about another thing later on that does the opposite. Mm-hmm. The choreography is fantastic, but everything else kind of fizzles. It doesn't make you feel anything.
Yeah.
I do think that throne room fight does make you feel the right things.
The music's hitting too.
And I kind of like that Snoke just gets capped there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they don't take it in the direction I was hoping they would.
Yeah.
But I do kind of like that. And I love the final showdown with Luke and Kylo. I think that's one of the most beautiful Star Wars scenes out there.
Yeah.
I really don't like that Luke dies. I know Mark has been joking like of an overdose of the Force. Mm-hmm. I don't like that, but gosh, this is tough. It's really tough. Like, I don't know where to rank this.
Yeah.
I think I have to put it above Rise.
Yeah.
Because I think, well, I don't know.
Maybe tie them. Put them right next to each other.
A lot of the problems here I'll have to talk about later because I don't think that it's necessarily these movies' fault. I think this movie, when it's bad, it's because the writing is bad, but I don't think it actively ruins things per se. And I know that's a hot take.
Yeah.
I think that the jokes are cringy. Mm-hmm. The pacing is abysmal. But overall, the characterizations I don't think are terrible in this movie. Like I said, I like a lot of where Luke is at. And I think anything about Luke you have to put on Force Awakens. Not this movie.
I was going to say a third of this movie is great. I think all the stuff with Rey, Kylo, and Luke really works.
Yeah.
It's everybody else that gets their weird like Star Trek plot is odd.
Yeah.
Odd.
So it's like at the end of the day, I don't know that I can put it here because this really took away from what I thought the other two movies were doing.
Yeah.
I think this movie, while I don't really like it, it doesn't really hurt as much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, I know that's hot.
Mm-hmm.
But man, there is a lot I don't like about the movie though.
Yeah.
I kind of want to put it in D because at least I have a lot more fun watching this movie. This movie made me mad. When I watched
it's not very fun.
Like it actually just, you know what? Fine. Let it be known. I think it's actually, I would prefer to watch these two over this.
Okay. I think I'd rather watch this over that.
Okay. We'll swap them.
Yeah.
I just think that we could go on and on about the sequels, but it's like
someday we'll tackle those.
None of the movies follow. I just wish they would have committed to a vision.
Yep.
That's all.
Yep.
Follow what The Force Awakens was doing.
Yes.
Follow what The Last Jedi was doing. Like do something. Like
instead
have some
of trying to undo
vision.
What everybody else is doing.
That's what kills me.
Yeah.
But another wasted potential kind of movie. I think that we could have had things that were a lot more interesting, and unfortunately, we don't.
Yeah.
But this movie does make me feel that Star Wars feeling from time to time, like the Yoda and Luke scene I said a moment ago.
When Luke meets R2.
Oh, that is a great scene.
It is a great scene.
That is a great scene.
Yeah.
And another thing, you know what almost makes me want to put it in F tier?
F?
I hate that Rian Johnson removed the scene of Luke mourning Han Solo.
Yeah.
Oh, for pacing. It's like, okay, we can have Poe saying yo mama jokes, but we can't have Luke Skywalker mourning one of his best friends.
It is weird.
It makes me so mad.
Okay.
It makes me so mad, dude.
Okay.
That's the... now the more I'm thinking about it and remembering things, I hate it more and more.
Okay, well, there you
because
go. I guess time doesn't heal all wounds.
The decisions make no sense in this movie.
Yeah.
And it sucks because there are things that I adore about The Last Jedi. And there are things I absolutely despise. And no other project on this list is that way.
That hurts that much.
Like this movie, yeah, you can argue it's a worst made movie and it does stupid stuff, but you're right. It plays damage control. And at the end of the day, I kind of have fun watching it.
Yeah.
Because I hate that Palpatine's back, but I like Palpatine.
Yeah.
I like Ian McDermott's performance. So like
true.
there's that.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to get you an S tier because, you know, the fun factor. It's an amusement park ride.
Yeah.
And like at the end of the day, you can have fun in an amusement park ride. This is a lecture.
It is.
And I'm like...
And about why you shouldn't like this certain thing, I think, sometimes.
Yeah, and you can have fun with a lecture, but you could also have a really boring lecture. And you can have one that just grates at you. So D tier, I'll stop.
All right. Struck a nerve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, our show is built on this.
Yo, it's Ahsoka.
It's Ahsoka Tano.
Man, brutal.
What's brutal? I start them all there.
I know.
And now we're going to talk because it's better than this. It's better than that. It's better than that. It's better than that. I think we're getting into, this is tough for me. This is tough. I think it's going to be, I'm doing the Jeff Goldblum thing. That I think it's going to be somewhere high B or low A. That's where I'm kind of feeling with
Put it
this.
where you're going to put it.
Yeah.
And explain yourself.
I got you. I think it's the tippy top of B.
Wow.
Yeah. I like the beginning a lot. I think the beginning is extremely strong. Like extremely strong. But then once they get to Peridia, I think that it really like it.
Now you do know that that's 3/4 of the way into the show, Seth.
Yes, but like you could almost cut out.
It's not the beginning. It's that this is 3/4 of the show.
No, you've got the whole that she falls, then they have Shadow Warrior.
Yeah.
Right.
It's episode 5.
Yeah, episode 5.
Out of 8.
Which does
halfway.
Yeah, but it doesn't even, that has nothing to do with anything. Shadow Warrior really is by itself. It doesn't have anything to do with any, like it's almost like a solo adventure that's just about her.
Wow.
And then now we go to Peridia and then everything just goes slow.
Nothing to do with anything else.
Not with what we were building up to.
This is the difference.
It's off on its own.
This is the difference between plot versus story. Okay.
Gotcha.
The plot of Ahsoka is like, yeah, they're trying to stop Grand Admiral Thrawn or them getting Grand Admiral Thrawn back from Peridia.
Yeah, we've been building this whole thing. And then
I
it's
guess
like she randomly.
With the plot, Shadow Warrior has nothing to do with it. But what's the story of Ahsoka, Seth?
I get it. It's all about
masters and apprentices and Ahsoka dealing with her trauma with Darth Vader.
Yes.
So the Shadow Warrior is the most important episode.
It is. It's great. I'm having a good time, but it doesn't connect anything to the plot. And then the following episode, I think that it just like, it tanks with the momentum that we've got going from Shadow Warrior. Yeah. Wasn't it a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away? That's the best part of that episode.
6th episode. Yeah.
6th episode. And unfortunately, that's before the title screen. Just throwing that out there.
It's a great moment.
It is. It is great. But I think that it really slows down.
Hard disagree.
Hard disagree.
Hard disagree. I'm mad I've wasted my veto, to be honest with you.
I mean.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
This show, the more I think about it, the more I like it. I do like it more than Obi-Wan.
Okay. So we're on the right track.
We're on the right track.
Yeah.
I think that the thing to remember about Ahsoka and what I love about it and how this is about Ahsoka's inner turmoil with dealing with Darth Vader at the end of the day. And I think that actually there's some really subtle good writing here with that.
Yeah.
The whole scene and the whole sequence in Shadow Warrior is her coming to grips with it because we don't know where she was after Rebels. Why isn't she in the original trilogy? And I think you can infer from this show and from The Mandalorian that she was out there kind of just helping the everyday
being a
folk,
Ronin.
being a Ronin, because she would never come to terms with what her legacy really is.
Yeah.
Because in her mind, her legacy is Darth Vader. And it's really cool that you get a third Skywalker to really deal with this.
Kind of like
Leia has to deal with it. Luke has to deal with it. What about his apprentice?
Yeah.
Having to deal with, because she's not his son or his daughter. So
she would be
doesn't
able to
have
redeem him.
She doesn't have that connection to him, but she does have his teachings. And at the end of the day, it was his skills that destroyed the galaxy. And so is that what she is?
Yeah.
Is she just a weapon to destroy the galaxy? Is she just Darth Vader in his legacy? That's so interesting to me. And I think thematically, it is the best follow-up to Return of the Jedi. What do we do about Darth Vader's legacy? And I think that you had the option of, you had 3 characters to pick from: Luke, Ahsoka, or Leia. And they chose Ahsoka here, right?
Yeah.
I think that's such a deep question to ask, and it tackles it in a really deep way. She struggles so bad with teaching her apprentice that she just cuts ties with her. It's like, forget it. We're not even going to do this because you can't handle it, and we're not going to do it. And then over time, she has to really reckon with the fact that I'm not my master, and Sabine's not me. She's different. She needs my teaching. She needs some sort of teaching, right? Then we get to Shadow Warrior. And it's not just, Anakin, you need a hand, the same idea.
No, it is good. It is good.
But you're saying it's not connected. It's this solo adventure. And I would argue that it's the most important part of the adventure.
Yes, but it kind of, again, it's great. And then it falls off after that.
I do think
it's boring.
I think it plateaus a little.
A lot.
But I don't think so.
Because then it's like, oh, but you get Thrawn. But okay. Cool.
I see. I disagree.
With the witches.
I disagree, because then in the 7th episode, you get that great training scene with Ahsoka and Anakin. And because she's finally accepted that Anakin is still my master, not Darth Vader. And that's powerful, because then she has that conversation with Sabine about her master.
Yeah.
And how now she's ready to teach her. And that's all powerful. And Ezra.
But you're talking scenes. You're talking,
but they're still part of the episode.
They are, but then what about the overarching idea of the episode? I mean, at the end, they're still. Let's be honest. He did it that way so he could keep her in his sandbox, and so she's away from everything else.
We don't know how season 2 is going to show.
I don't know. Probably Abeloth. I mean,
I can't put that on this season. And the stuff. I mean,
it does really point at that. I mean, literally, a guy's looking at it.
No, not that. I'm saying that you can't put on this show this was just an excuse to get her out of the story for the sequels. Because I know there's a lot of speculation at the time about that, but we don't know what a season 2 holds. Maybe that criticism is valid, but at this point, we can't say that.
Guess so.
In my opinion, those last 3 episodes, they do slow the momentum a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't think that we ever get the highs that we get before. But still, what's going on with Baylan?
Baylan's way cooler than Thrawn.
Really
He's
interesting.
way more threatening in the beginning.
I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
I think the stuff with Shin, really interesting. I do
cooler
think Thrawn
in the first couple
really
episodes.
interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm not denying it tapers off. And I'm not going to say it's S tier. I'm not going to go crazy with you there.
So Connor, is it better than...
Yes.
Clone Wars? It's better than Rogue One?
Yes.
It's better than Skeleton Crew?
Yes. 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 Yeah. Keep going. Yep. This is tough because it's 2 episodes.
Exactly.
But yes. No.
Interesting.
What makes my Star Wars heart happy? That's a factor. This really hits that note. And it's because Anakin is not just here as a fun fan service moment. No, he's part of Ahsoka's story. She needs that closure. And again, I think the question of what do you do about Anakin Skywalker's legacy is really interesting. And I like that this show tackles it in a really meaningful, really subtle way. I think that's really cool, this masters and apprentices dynamic. I mean, that was so in your face that they made a whole behind the scenes thing called Master and Apprentice. And really, in a meta sort of way, what is this show about? It's about Filoni being the apprentice to George Lucas and expressing that. You could really look at it through that lens. Is Filoni going to take the shadow that is George Lucas, the Shadow Warrior? Can he live in that shadow? Can he continue the story in his own way? Can he put some wolves into here, and tell his own story that's still Star Wars, but it's different? And by golly, give Filoni some credit. I think that Kevin Kiner's music is so interesting. It's got that the heavy, cello string stuff going on. That's really cool. The stuff with Baylan and Shin is really interesting. He's definitely really not a Darth Vader.
Wish we got more of that.
We get a lot of it, is what I'm saying.
I mean, it's still so much is left up, and I know another season.
Yeah,
but still,
I just think that like everything you're saying that you like, that it's there. Like
it is
you're
in the first half, and then it like really
Baylan is still a big part in that second season.
Not really. He stands there. And
they fight again.
Yeah, but you don't see it.
And he lets Shin go, and then he goes to try to find what's off in the beyond.
Exactly. He doesn't really do a whole lot compared to the beginning.
He does. I disagree. Like you have that great dialogue with him and Shin, where he's talking about like the
their
cycle,
own paths and stuff, and
like,
breaking the wheel.
idea of it.
Yeah.
You get a lot of Baylan. Again, I wish there was more, sure, but you do get a lot. That's not fair.
I just think that the beginning of the season sets up and has so many cooler set pieces and has such neater character moments.
It's important to quantify. When you say beginning, that's more than the first half.
It falls off after 5. It really does.
I'll agree. I think it's here. It still goes up, but I mean, it doesn't go at the same momentum. I do agree. It does 7 is my least favorite episode with the crabs and Ezra's force foo. I mean, I'm not going to deny you that.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Even the last episode, isn't that crazy except for that last moment.
I think the episode's pretty good. There are moments in it I don't like. Like, I don't like the fight with the night troopers.
Yes, I don't like the fight with Morgan Elspeth.
I think that's
so
It's definitely not the best fight, but it's
cool.
okay. And I really like the final, when... It's not even the last moment. It's that final act of the episode, actually, when Thrawn is about to blast off.
Yeah.
And he's talking to Ahsoka and
that's
taunting
the best
her.
part.
That's great. But then, dude, that final moment, looking out to the stars, and seeing Anakin's ghost there,
it's good.
It's so good.
I mean, I haven't even talked about it. I'm surprised you haven't even brought up the best scene, in my opinion, the waves. Listen to the waves.
Oh, that's good too.
Yeah, it's amazing.
A Shadow Warrior.
It is a Shadow Warrior, but yeah.
All right, well, that's where I'm at, and that's where you were.
Yeah.
I really wish I didn't waste my veto, but it is what it is.
I'll give you this. I'll split the difference with you.
Fine.
Yeah, there we go.
I think we talked about that as long as our regular episodes
Probably.
were about it.
That's insane.
I'm surprised you're not hotter on that, honestly.
On what?
Just
Ahsoka?
Yeah.
We've had a lot of time.
A New Hope. Wow, what a good movie.
Yep.
S tier. It's so good. It's awesome.
It's really good.
I think that A New Hope is the only thing that can really stand on its 2 feet in this whole list.
Yep.
On its own. It's just a beautifully made film.
Modern fairy tale.
It's fantastic. And as the older I get, I love the fight with Obi-Wan and Vader.
Well, I just like the whole movie more the older I get.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I do think that this is just a better made movie from just a technical standpoint. Sounds better. It looks better. But this has that fun, almost like indie quality. Like in another world, this is just a forgotten cult classic.
Yeah.
It's great.
It is good.
Good film.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have really much else to say. I mean, I love this movie.
Yeah.
I really do. I mean, it's why we're here.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that old wizard.
Yes. And he lives out
somewhere past Beggar's Canyon is what I hear. Anyway.
Yes. Out in the desert. The Clone Wars movie. I'm happy with that.
I have a little more fun with Rise of Skywalker.
Wow. Okay. Well,
just a little.
Yeah.
This is probably overall better, but here's what it is. Rise of Skywalker. Clone Wars.
Yeah.
It's a wake.
It is.
That's all.
Yeah. I don't have much to say about it. I mean,
right.
I do really like the music when they're going up when they're on the walkers.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, it's wild.
The Acolyte.
Yay.
Yay.
It's pretty wizard.
I'm sorry. I know. Half of you guys are going to be cheering. Half of you guys are going to be like, no, why? More people who hate this show. You guys are crazy. Listen, we covered the show. You could watch. You could see what our thoughts. We were really hot on it at first.
Yeah, we tried.
We tried
really hard.
There are things
oh my gosh, the pacing in this show
is abysmal.
It's horrible.
It's abysmal.
Hey, let's have 2 flashback episodes and just completely destroy all the momentum.
Let's set up a mystery that is not really a mystery.
Yeah, exactly.
Like nothing actually happens that's surprising.
And anything that we're wondering about, the director's going to come out and answer it in an E article or something like that.
In an interview the next day.
Yeah.
Like we'll be show prepping. Hey, what do you think this means? Oh, don't worry about it. Leslie Headland came out and told us what to think. So there you go. Gosh, that was so bizarre.
It's ridiculous.
So bizarre.
It's ridiculous.
I've never seen a show do that before.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Choreography's great.
Yeah.
Kymir's great. Pip is fun.
Yes.
You guys are too mean about Pip in our Droids episode.
Dude, Pip's awesome. I don't care what anybody says. But yeah, Kymir's cool.
I want to like...
Plagueis, that's cool. I will give it that.
I like that he's a moon in canon. That's cool. I wish that I liked the main characters, but I think the biggest problem is that she has to act off of herself.
Like, how could you expect anybody to do that?
It's not a good performance, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I do think Soul, wow, why am I forgetting that actor's name? He does great.
Yes.
A lot of the actors are doing a great job, I think. Vernestra is actually kind of interesting in this show. I kind of like what's going on with her and Ray Court, sort of.
Yeah.
But it's just frustrating. I just don't think it's a well-told story. I don't think it's written well.
Yeah.
A lot of potential. I was probably the most excited out of all of the shows that were announced about this, other than Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And then what else do you say?
Yeah.
And the last thing I want to just quickly mention, the reason why it's an F and not like D, I can't stand the Immaculate Conception in this. I hate it. The fact that there was no father.
Yeah.
You know, that's what an Immaculate Conception narratively as a device has a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. I get in the lore, it can work, okay? Because it's established with Anakin. That's not what I'm talking about here. That in the lore makes sense. I'm talking about from a storytelling perspective. When you have the chosen one, Anakin Skywalker, that you're meant to remember Jesus, okay? That's literally what you're meant to think. A boy out in the desert, born with an immaculate conception.
Yeah.
And the way that that's told about this fallen angel, it works for that character because you're meant to think something. You're meant to imagine something when you hear that there was no father. You're meant to like, oh my gosh, he's the savior.
Yeah.
And then he falls.
The chosen one, if you will.
And that's why his fall is so meaningful because it's like, oh my gosh, this character is not going to live up to that.
Yep.
Let's just do it again. I hate to use such a harsh word, but it bastardizes that concept.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing about that here. You can't just use that as a narrative device willy-nilly because like, oh, well, maybe Plagueis learned it from the witches or something. No, man. Like when I say that, it's like the implication that Plagueis created Anakin in like a force bubble or whatever.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Like that means something when you say that narrative device. That means something, and you can't just throw it around. So that's why it's F tier and why it's not like something like
I
D
get
tier.
you. I can't argue much more than that.
What else we got? I don't even know. Like, what we got in here?
We got Star Wars Visions.
Hey,
you know what? I think that it's. Do we have multiple seasons of this? Yeah.
Season 2. I didn't watch this, but you did, right?
Yes, I did.
So that's gonna be all you, brother.
I think I like seasons. I think I'm okay with this.
Can I do this? I really like some of these episodes.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Like the Ronin episode, so good. Can't wait for
that's
Visions 3.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's good stuff. And I like the first couple episodes a lot of this one. Yeah, I can't wait. Did you hear the Ronin's supposed to return?
Yeah, I did. That's why I'm really excited. Season 3.
Yes.
Tales of the Jedi.
Ooh.
You know what?
Yeah, let's be real with ourselves.
Whoops.
Careful.
Hold on.
Careful.
Let's just make this easier on ourselves.
Okay.
Dooku. Ahsoka.
Yeah. Heck.
The Ahsoka stuff's just fine.
If we're staying true to ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah. Because there's only one good one where Anakin's teaching her.
Yeah, it's fine.
And I hate how she kills that Inquisitor.
It's boring.
It's so ridiculous. Yeah.
But this is cool. This is great.
That is great. That's great Star Wars.
Dooku, Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
Super fun.
Here
Dude, that
for
ending.
Yes. Him fighting Yaddle.
Dude, that whole final episode is like top tier Star Wars
it's good
altogether.
stuff.
Oh, you're up. Sorry.
I'm up. What are you doing?
My bad.
What you doing? Han me Buki.
Solo, a Star Wars story.
I like this movie.
I see a perfect slot for
What, here or here?
I guess we'll find out.
I guess so. I don't think I could call it A tier, but I could definitely call it B tier. That's my whole thing. But where does it go? That's the whole thing.
It's a step above mid for me. And I don't say that as an insult. I just mean it does everything right, but it doesn't do anything exceptional.
Gotcha. So you think what? You think here?
Yeah, because this is mid. I'd put, well, I feel bad saying that because there's
Yeah,
parts
exactly.
Of this
You got the, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think it's here. Personally. I think it does everything great, but nothing exceptional. Okay.
Yeah. I feel better about that.
Yeah. Star Wars Rebels. This is season 1. I do.
Yeah,
have
we
all
got to
the
break
seasons
this
here.
apart.
Oh boy, I am not the biggest fan of season 1 of Rebels.
Yep.
What? I'll be honest, I at least have more fun watching this.
Yep.
This is mostly boring to me, and I don't like the main cast of Star Wars Rebels in the first season.
Yeah.
They all kind of get on my nerves.
There's only one season of that show I like.
Season 2.
Slightly better.
Think you're starting to cook here. I would put it right here. I think that the beginning is kind of annoying. I can't lie. I love Vader in this.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ahsoka's fun. I still don't like Ezra, though. And I think Kanan gets better, but I don't think he's great. But it does end super strong.
Yeah.
When Kanan gets blinded, you have Darth Maul, like the old master.
That's all good.
So good.
It's good.
Season 3. Oh, boy. We're really cooking.
Yeah.
It's like, the horse drawing?
Yeah, the fire horse.
You got like kindergartner, like maybe a high schooler taking art classes.
Mm-hmm.
The fire horse is right here. I think this is the best season of the show. I'd put it like right here. I think it's really good. It's really good. You have the Maul and Kenobi fight.
Yeah.
All this stuff with Thrawn. This is the only time I like Ezra. I like the stuff with Sabine. The stuff with Maul is fantastic. I think it's really good. 4th season, I think, is great.
It's not as good.
It's not as good. No. I think that it's a little rushed at the end with some of the concepts. I like the world between worlds stuff, but it kind of comes out of nowhere.
Yep.
I'd probably go top of B.
You think so? It's better than this?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, it's down here.
I think really? You put season 4 down there? I mean, you got Kanan's sacrifice.
Is season 4 better than this?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, I think the characters are better here, and that's the main thing. And I do like the plot. It's a shorter season.
Yeah.
The stuff with Doom, the stuff with Thrawn is great. Mm-hmm. I just think it feels a little rushed toward the end. Like you have Palpatine in it at the end, and that's cool.
Just thrown in there.
I would put it like about there.
Oh, now you're backing off.
That feels good. Yeah, well, I don't know. I like these better.
Okay.
All right. You gonna fight me on any of these?
I hadn't watched enough of it to be able to fight. That's why I was like questioning about the whole that Maul's on the poster. For some reason, I'm a bad fan. I thought that Kanan died at the end of this one.
Nope, season 4.
And I thought that I thought they go a whole season without him.
I recommend, I stayed away from this show for a long time because I didn't like season 1.
Yeah.
I tried and I'm like, no, I can't. But then Ahsoka was basically Rebels season 5. So I'm like, I got to watch it.
Yeah.
And I found myself really liking it after we got about midway through season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I think season 2 is just okay.
Yeah.
But then 3 is really good. I really like 3. But again, this is okay. I like a lot about what's going on, but I think the concepts are a little rushed at the end.
I got it.
Like you ran out of time.
Gotcha. Hey, Tales of the Empire. So we start it here. Oh, wait. I'd rather watch a lot of these. Are we going to rip it in half? Or are we going to just keep it the same?
No, because they're kind of the same.
Yeah. Then we're doing that. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
This ain't it.
I'm with you.
You played yourself.
I liked Morgan.
Yeah, that part's okay.
It's okay.
The Barris stuff, I think, is getting we're getting close to the offensive line.
It's terrible.
Yep.
I was so excited, man, with those trailers. I was like, man, we finally get to see what happens to her.
Yep.
Oh, she's still basically a good guy. So why I don't understand.
No, I'm right there with you, man. It's dumb.
Writing wasn't good. And then all the teases like, oh, no, guys, Darth Vader's going to be in it.
It's true. Marok's back.
For one shot. It's like, I didn't even, I didn't need Vader to be in it to watch it, but if you're gonna dangle that in front of me,
it's
like
true.
at least,
and that's just the cool that like you literally show the scene in the trailer and that's it.
That's it.
What's the point? It's dumb.
Looks beautiful though.
Yes,
great animation.
It is. It is, especially the Grievous stuff in the beginning with the fire.
Yeah,
it's cool.
The Force Awakens. Not as hot on this movie anymore.
I get you.
I've given this a lot of thought.
Yeah.
I was sort of dancing around it, but I think a lot of the problems with these two movies you have to trace back to here.
Yeah.
Well, I think that in a vacuum,
mystery box.
In a vacuum, this is fun.
Yeah.
I love the new cast. I love the music. I like the visuals. I hate the status quo this starts with. And I think that can't be understated. Like, everybody will tell you this is the best sequel. Most people will probably tell you that.
Yeah.
I would probably say that.
Yeah.
But it starts in a place that makes it really hard for any of the movies to follow up on. Mm-hmm. Luke being on the island, like that was Ryan's issue writing it. And in a way, I can't fault him for where he went because JJ's the one who put him there.
Yeah.
Now, I liked the theory that Luke was like guarding something. You know, there's a lot of fan theories that were out there. If you were there during that time, you knew, right?
Yeah.
But Han Solo
going back to being a smuggler.
I can't stand that he goes away. Like we talked about this during our Heroes tier list, but leaves Leia after the trauma that would happen with Ben Solo.
Yeah.
Kind of makes him a little bit of a scumbag.
Yeah.
I kind of hate that.
I mean, a scoundrel, if you will.
Yeah. And he's not that guy anymore. That's what the original trilogy is for. I like Rey. I love Rey in this movie, actually.
I love Finn.
Love Finn in this movie.
I love Kylo Ren.
They're all great,
Hux,
but it's just
Poe.
The Resistance didn't do anything. There's no, like, the New Republic doesn't do anything. You're telling me?
Yeah. That
just, the whole Galactic Civil War didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. So what was the point? It's like, I just, that's where I'm at with this movie. And unfortunately, I used to be really high on this, but I don't think you could take that stuff away from it. I think that it does a lot of harm to where we have to go with Star Wars. As much as I like the movie a lot in a vacuum, and gosh, it's my favorite theater experience.
Yeah.
But it sets the galaxy. It puts the chess pieces in such a way that none of the movies can ever get away from it. Yeah. Like you can never have your trio get back together. We're never seeing that because of this movie.
Yeah.
We can't, like, I don't know. The longer I get away from this movie, the more time that passes, the more that I blame a lot about what happens with these on this one.
Gotcha.
Even though in a vacuum, I love it a lot. And I have a lot of fun watching it. And that's why it's a B tier.
I wouldn't disagree that it's in B tier.
I thought you were going to fight me on this one.
No, I'm not going to. I mean, now that we've broken everything apart, then it's like when you start really thinking about it, that it's, it gets tougher. I would put it at the top of B tier.
Ooh, okay.
Yep, that's where I would have it sit.
It's a fun movie.
It is. That's what I'm saying. It's a fun movie.
It's a fun movie.
Yeah. And I think visually, it also is backed up. I think it's a pretty movie.
It's just when I really start to think about it. Like when I'm just watching it, and like I said with Last Jedi, like there is something about just how it makes you feel.
Yeah.
I do think it strikes all the right chords in that department.
Yeah.
But when you really start to think about where this movie places everybody in the galaxy and how it does the lore.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. They lean so hard into that mystery box. It's crazy. Where it's like, oh, just you wait.
All right. I can't do anything about it. I'll leave it.
All right.
We got one more.
One more.
I think I know what it is.
Be?
What could it be? Didn't do it on purpose.
Oh.
The revenge.
This is the end for you, my master.
Anakin, my allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy. You know where it goes.
I know.
You know.
I know.
That's not where it goes, Seth.
Really? It's a shame that you wasted your shot.
This is what you've been waiting on. You scoundrel.
It's a shame you wasted your shot.
I wasted it on Siege of Mandalore. No way you're going to fight me on this one. This is tippy top, my friend. This is the best Star Wars movie. This is the best Star Wars anything ever made.
I beg to differ. But
the best.
I mean, I could give you this.
That goes in S+, is that what you're saying?
No. I'll do that.
Make it official, Seth. I don't believe you. Make it official. Return of the Jedi is better than Revenge of the Sith.
In my personal opinion, yes, because I prefer a happy ending. And I prefer, I just, you know, this caps off everything. This caps off the whole story. And I'll admit, you and I have talked about this. This is Snakes and Sparklers, you and me in the backyard. This professional fireworks show. But you know what? I like hanging out with my friend in the backyard.
Wow.
I'll tie him, but I like that one more.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't take anything away from Return of the Jedi. I think as a full package, this is a better movie, and it's my favorite. I mean, we've beat a dead horse with it. It's like true. The build up to Revenge of the Sith, man, is immaculate. I think this is everything George wanted to make with a Star Wars movie. He did it, and he nailed it.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I mean, you said this doesn't have a happy ending. I disagree.
There's a new hope, yes, but I mean, it also comes with a death.
No, it does. It does.
In which, yes, this comes with a death too.
This is to me, if I could get biblical again, put on the youth pastor vibes that we often get accused of on this show.
I mean, you got to wear it.
This is the story. Yeah. Right. It's like, especially if you watch it in release order.
Yeah.
It's like, as Christians, as men of faith, we know how the story ends, how the fall of man ends.
Yeah.
We know that there's a new hope out there in the desert.
Yeah.
You know, we know that.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this story so powerful, is you get to see the corruption, the temptation, what this does, what sin does to the world. You know, you get to see it through this mythological, this grandiose lens, this amazing, you know, the heart of the galaxy between Obi-Wan and Anakin, and then the literal heart of the galaxy with Yoda and Palpatine. Yeah. Like, how is this all going to shake out? And it's mythical. That's what it is, right? But then it ends with that moment of like, hey, but you know how that story ends. Don't worry. You know that all of this suffering will be worth it in the end because that new hope is out there in the desert.
And that's what I like, is that this just leads to that new hope. And all this horribleness is figured out by love.
It's awesome.
It is awesome. And all the spectacle that is this, what ends up happening, you don't need it.
Yep.
You don't need this in the end.
Yep. It's beautiful.
I
agree. As long as it's right up there, tippy top of that, so along with Return of the Jedi, I'll give it to you.
Yep.
Wow. What a list. Look at that. That's all of Star Wars.
All of it.
I got one more thing, though.
One more thing?
A little surprise.
That's a stack of things.
Just for fun.
Oh, gosh.
Let's rank what is to come.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
What is to come? Because I know it's all speculative.
It is.
But just for fun.
We're just going off names.
Ahsoka Season 2, because there was no like image I could go off, so I sloppily wrote a number 2 on another poster.
I see.
Where do you think, in your heart of hearts, this will end up? In your ideal world, be realistic, but in your ideal world.
Yeah.
That's where you think this is going to end up.
Yeah, because I've got Balin. Balin's out there. And Abeloth, maybe, probably.
Wow.
Yeah. Why? Where do you think? I mean,
duh,
I want them all to be S.
No, I'm just, even when I'm being realistic, I think this has the potential. The chess pieces have been set in such a way.
Yeah.
I think this could be right up here.
Okay.
That's where I'm at. I'm like, if you nail the stuff with Ahsoka, if you nail the stuff with Ezra, even though I'm not big on this character, I think the pieces are in place to tell an amazing Star Wars story.
Yeah.
So that's my heart. That's where I would like it to be.
Okay.
You take the next one.
Here I am.
There's more than I thought. What is this?
Cassian Andor.
Hey, this is coming up.
Yes, it is. I mean, within weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping.
That's where I'm hoping too.
I'm hoping it's A. Just as good as all this other stuff.
With the trailers, I'm hoping that's where.
I want it to be better than this.
Yeah, I want it to be S tier.
I want it to, what? I want them all to be S tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just being real here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Visions Volume 3. This is also coming.
I mean, just put it in the front of the other two Visions.
No, I'm going to be, I hope it's somewhere around here with that Ronin episode.
Yeah.
I hope this is where it's going to end up.
Yeah.
Because I don't think, because it's an anthology, it's not canon, I don't think it's going to surpass the stuff I really love.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to enjoy it in a vacuum. And that to me is bottom of B.
Okay.
You know what the last one is.
Oh, yes. The Mandalorian Grogu, please. Please, Dave. Please. I mean, I want it to be a culmination of all of the Mandalorian stuff. So let's be, I mean, who am I kidding? I want it to be up here. I mean,
if I'm being realistic,
it's not going to be though. I mean, so
I think that's where it's going to be.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tippy top.
I hate to be a downer.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I'm trying to be literal with all this stuff. It is what it is.
Yeah, I hope this. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong,
please,
John and Dave,
please.
But if I'm honest, I'm not lying. This has corporate meddling all over. I mean, look at this title.
I know.
Mandalorian and Baby Yoda get butts and seats.
Yep.
That's all this is.
I know. It's frustrating.
I hope it's better. I really do. I really hope.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong. Put it in S tier. Put it here. There ain't no way it's better than this. But prove it better. You know what? Prove me wrong. Put it here. That's as high as it realistically could go.
Yeah. It's as high as a lot of things could go to for me.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay.
All right. There you go. There's the list. There is the list.
Definitive list.
Much different than our original list. I will say that.
Yeah.
A lot of things moved. A lot of things stayed the same. I think S tier is pretty much the same, but now we're able to, account for the good stuff that we really like in these.
A tier and B tier are really
different.
Messy.
Because I mean, we put some Boba Fett action in here. There's good episodes there. Ahsoka went down, I believe. Force Awakens went down.
Yes.
This went up. So yeah, a lot of changes.
Yeah.
This is cool to see, how we've grown.
Yes.
As people.
And that's the whole thing, though. I don't want to be that guy that's just completely stuck in his ways. I'll listen to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, I think it's cool that, we have things that we really like and that, your opinions can change a little bit and that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And I hope that we've, because I hate to be just two more dudes on the internet talking about these three.
And being like,
But at the same time, I hope you guys get it. We're not just like a couple of bozos that are out here sequel's bad or anything. Hopefully we've explained a little bit about reasoning and things like that. And of course, if you have a different opinion, let us know. I know you already have, but in case you need the invitation, let us know in those comments down below. And you know what, Seth? We've come to the end.
Yeah.
Part of the journey is the end.
Yes, it is.
And
it is.
We've come to the end of this list. We've come to the end of March tier list madness. But hey, we have one more thing coming up. That's this Sunday. If you're watching this when this comes out, March 30th, we're going to be doing the Power Battles bracket live. And guys, what are you going to win? Well, one thing you can maybe win is this right here, this Star Killer lightsaber prop. So if you want to be part of that, check out the notes below in the description. You'll find a link to the Power Battles bracket and the rules of how you can enter.
It's also a good cause. That's the other thing.
Yeah, it's going to be a charity live stream. But hey, you've only got at the time of this, when this releases, you have till tomorrow, March 29th, to get that in there. So if you're watching this in the distant future, go back and watch our Power Battles bracket. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be putting a lot of characters head to head. But Seth, Yavin Base has been a great host, and I'm sad to see this journey come to a close. But like all good things, March tier list madness has to come to an end. What's up?
Did you know that March Madness actually ends in April?
So you're telling me we got one more week?